Okay, today I'm going to tell you how I have my UI16 network configured. There are a lot of ways to do this. Mine is not the only way. Um, I'll just tell you about how I'm doing it. When I started having connecting issues, if you remember, if you watched the video I made a while ago on the connecting issue thing, which really has nothing to do with connecting, I decided to set up the simplest network that I could for the UI16 with an external router. My network is configured as a private network. I do not broadcast the SSID. I'm using all static IP addresses. In fact, I have the router configured as an access point. It's as simple as you can get. The tablets that I use, the 3 tablets that I use to run the system with, are all totally dedicated to the UI16. I don't use them for anything else. If you are going to let band members mix their own monitor mixes, you're not going to want to use static IPs. You're going to need to use DHCP. So that's something to keep in mind if you're considering doing what I'm doing. I got away from that. I did it at one time with 3 bands. 2 of the bands it was a problem, and it wasn't a problem getting it set up or using it. It was a problem with the band members. Instead of performing, they were mixing constantly. In between songs, when the frontman should be talking to the audience, he's got his phone in front of his face, turning the guitar up a little bit or something. The one keyboard player literally at least once or twice in every song would quit playing to get his phone out to adjust his monitor. The people in the audience must have been wondering who they were texting, all the band members. So the 3 groups I work with now, I haven't offered and they haven't asked, so I just don't let them mix their own monitors, so I can get away with using all static IP addresses. So let me show you how I have everything configured, and as I said, there are a lot of other ways to do this. There's probably a lot of other videos on how to do this, but a couple people asked me how I have mine set up. So I'll show you. Let's get started. Okay, starting with the configuration of the UI unit, you'll notice I have the hotspot and the Wi-Fi disabled. If I enable either of those, this unit will crash, so they are disabled. The LAN is enabled and connected to my Wi-Fi router, and I have a static IP address assigned to it of 192.168.2.1. That is a private address. Okay, here's my router configuration. As I said before, it's configured as an access point. It has IP address 192.168.2.254. Here are the 2 networks, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. I have a separate SSID for each of them. I am not broadcasting the SSID, as you can see. And I am using, for both networks, the 2.4 and the 5, I am using WPA security. And that pretty much sums up the configuration of the router. Okay, this is how I have my tablets configured. This is actually my Chromebook. I'm using a static IP address, 192.168.2.33. That last number could be anywhere from 2 to 253. But I have automatic configuration disabled. I'm not using a DHCP server. I'm using a static IP, as you can see there. And that's how I have my tablets configured. I think one of them is 192.168.2.5 and another one is 192.168.2.10. But again, anywhere from 2 to 253 would work with my network if you want to use all static IPs. If you are using static IPs, remember your tablets, you're not going to surf the internet with them or anything. They're just going to be dedicated to the UI unit. But at the price of tablets today, I paid less than $100 for all 3 of the ones I have. You can get 2 or 3 of them to use just with your UI system. But again, there are other ways to do this, and you can use DHCP if you want. Okay, that's it.